got back from the park. My face is all pink here. You all know watercolor's not my medium. I paint with oil and acrylics, and I'm just learning watercolor, just like you could be learning watercolor. So try and paint a couple of paintings with me. I'm not good at it. I'm not terrible. I have some basic understanding of how the paint works. I've done some China painting in the past. I wasn't great at that either. I dabbled in it. Mostly I've painted oil and acrylic for pretty solidly the last 15 years. You can take up any aspect of painting that you like. I mean, you could paint with crayons if you enjoyed that, and that would be okay. Pastels, watercolor pencils, just regular pencils. So many different things you can do in art just to keep you invigorated and happy and entertained. So anyway, I painted a little rose this morning before I went to the park. And no, it did not come great, but I learned an awful lot when I painted it. The next one I do will be better, I promise you. And I probably won't have to use gouache to get the highlights on the tips of the petals like I had to do this time, because I didn't quite do it right. Nor did I use that eradicator brush perfectly either, the one that you use to rub and take out the paint. You don't have to use one of those, but I thought I'd try one. I didn't get the little center of the rose right where I needed it, because you need like a base on the rose. Before you bother putting in those 2 or 3 big fat petals that are kind of hanging a little bit, you need a bowl. The rose is a bowl. And so up in the top part of it is where you would see the center of the rose, like the little nugget that's all wrapped around itself, the bloom. And I put mine in the middle, which would be fine if I was looking at a fully opened rose from the top, but I wanted to see mine a little bit more from the side, so I had to move that over. And I've started realizing what I need to do in order to make the rose look the way it's supposed to look. Just teach yourself this stuff. And how? By making mistakes. So we have that on the video today, as well as a little video in the park trying to get away from some crazy squirrels, red ants, bugs, and just sit there and enjoy myself for a little bit. Okay, I hope you enjoyed the video. Well, we have the lovely Penny singing this morning, so you'll have to listen to him in the background. But I'm starting a rose, and I've put a peach color in the middle and a little bit of yellow in the area around here, and then a little light peach again back around the edges. And we're going to let that dry a little bit. In the meantime, I'm going to put some darker colors around the edge here. So I'm going to go around the edge here, getting close but not right on top of this flower. This is more blue than it is anything else. Take into consideration the shape of the actual flower that you want in the end here, because this is going to kind of tell you what that shape will be. In other words, you are painting the negative space to make the shape of the flower. If you want it sort of soft, like right here, you could come in and touch the flower. Now I'll put a little yellow in there. I want this to be just a little green here and there, not too much. Just a little green. Let that dry. Okay, now when that dries, I'm going to come in here and start peeling out this rose. So I'm just going to show you a little of this because it's very hard to do while holding this camera, and I don't have any way to actually do this. I don't have like a tripod that will show you something I'm doing down like this. So I'm removing some color. As you can see, I cannot hold my hand and do this. So you see the beginnings of a rose starting here. Whoa. Okay, that's enough. They don't like me. Let's wander through the park and see if we can find some small things that we can possibly paint in the shade, because honestly, the Florida sun in August, it's just too much for me. I guess I'm old now, officially. Yep, here I am. We're passing the dog park now. I miss having my dog, but the birds are enough responsibility. I have everything I need in this bag. Let me unzip it. I'm going to take out my little easel I built. It's got the paper towel in between. My little book I'm going to paint on. My small tripod. Some water for me to drink and use for painting. My little tiny paint kit. My brushes that are the Richardson brushes that are very portable. Then I've got a collapsible water bottle. I've got some paper towel. And a spray bottle. I've also got some sunscreen. So I've got everything I need to get going. There you go. Let's get set up. A little magnetized easel. Pull these off for the moment. So see, these just come out. These are the things that you use on those peg boards. Then I can take my book and just put it there. So there's my little setup. And here I am sitting right here, getting ready to get going. Now if I really, really wet this and then kind of, like I said, come through the back, we don't know what's back here, could be anything. Of course, your little brush is going to get in the way along with your clamp here, but that's okay. This grass. Let that dry a little and we'll move to the next phase. One thing I want to do is get a really bright stroke of yellow through here, showing that the sun is shining right there. I'm not going to do much more on this, just put a few more light spots in where I see the sun shining through here. This is the first time I've used any gouache. I'm going to put just a little white gouache in with the yellow here and there because I like that translucent look it's giving it. Like you can see through the leaves there. And I would say it's finished. It's hard to do this while I'm holding this camera. As you know, I've messed up a lot of this film already trying to do that. But there you go. All done. Just the tree standing there, shining in the sunshine. That was fun. So today I got to talk to a guy about his dog, a Dalmatian, like I used to have years ago. And talk about my German Shepherd I used to have years ago. I miss my dog. So I miss all my dogs. So going to the dog park is fun. I got to smell the fresh grass being cut and get terrified by a couple of very aggressive squirrels. Just get some fresh air. It keeps you from being sad sometimes. It's so pretty out here today. I could have spent half the day walking around trying to find the perfect thing to paint. Really. You can take anything and make it into an interesting picture. It doesn't have to be special. You can make it special. In fact, sometimes things that are the most beautiful are the hardest to paint because you really can't replicate nature. You are not going to get it as pretty as it was. You might as well just take something and elevate it to another level. Like a little tree sitting here in the middle of nowhere. There's nothing really special about it. I just wanted to paint it, that's all. So there it is. It's got a little sunshine, and I put it way up there in the top because I wanted you to kind of see it as I led my way into it. Put a little bit of a Z formation there. You can't really tell is that sky back there, is that trees back there. None of it matters. It's just a little shadow being thrown by the tree as the sun hits it. So it's just a fun thing to do. You don't have to make it into a monumental picture. It's not the Grand Canyon. It's just painting. Paint today. Paint something today. I don't care if it's a spoon, an insect, as there's so many out here. Anything. Just take a snapshot of something that's inside your house if you can't get out, or outside your house, in your garden, in your backyard. I paint my pond all the time. And just put some paint on your brush and paint something. Have fun. Remember, you can paint too. Anyone can. Take my paper towel that's soaked up my excess water, throw that in the trash, and everything's in my bag and I'm ready to go. Going back home.